Thanks for tuning in to That's So Vegas TV. I'm your host, Christina Keller, with the fantastic Demetra George.
Thank you.
I always say you're just the most delightful, fabulous diva in the world. And a soprano of just unmatchable power and passion. And we talked a little bit about that on the break, because I jokingly said, would you ever retire from singing? And you replied, no, I think I'd rather die on the stage singing an aria. But like you said, and you do a lot of cultural work, ambassador work. You sing the national anthem, the American, abroad. You also sing different countries' anthems, and some of them are really, really hard to sing.
They're
right?
just like arias.
So it takes a lot of practice,
It's support. I really have to say, one of the most wonderful experiences I ever had was singing at the U.S. consulate in Istanbul to 6,000 people on the 4th of July.
Oh.
And I rehearsed with no microphone, and everyone stopped setting up and started applauding, and I went, no, this is just practice. And then when I sang it with all the microphones and the marine and the color, the Marines, it's hard not to cry before you do this, but it's such pride. And they do a magnificent event in Istanbul at our consulate, and all of the food companies from America, the fast food companies are there, and just wonderful people. We've met so many great people, business people from both cultures there,
right?
And ambassadors and consul generals, and stayed in touch.
Cyprus is so beautiful in and of itself.
It really is.
For those who aren't familiar with it.
Gorgeous beaches.
Right.
The north is still very unspoiled and beautiful. I'm
smitten.
I'm spoiled.
What I do like in the previous segment, she gave such a wonderful endorsement for Las Vegas on how popular it is, and it's going to become even more so popular with events in the world, keeping people at home, perhaps. But you have events coming up abroad that are just fantastic, and I wanted to share those with the viewers. And number one, right off the bat, is the Concerts Without Borders in Cyprus.
There's Doctors Without Borders, and so I sort of plagiarized or borrowed part of the name.
I love it.
When I bought a website for this, and we have a Facebook page, and I just thought, this can serve the entire world because we need more unity.
Right.
It would be, you and I are both light complected and light eyes, but I realized that if, everyone had brown skin and brown eyes, maybe there would be less problems in the world. And I just pray that someday we might get along like we all were. And so when I started Concerts Without Borders, it was to bring two communities together in Cyprus, the Greek Cypriots and the Turkish Cypriots. And so now we are doing events to unite. And I have a very dear friend named Katie Ekonomidou from the Greek side who is helping me put this upcoming concert together in Nicosia, which is going to save the art of the island from the Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots. And it is a $6 million art museum, and we're hoping that we can preserve it and keep it open so that people see their background and their history.
Right, and enjoy it. And isn't your husband a consulate?
Mike's the honorary consul from North Cyprus, the Turkish side of Cyprus, to Los Angeles.
Right.
And so we try to host some events here and overseas. Yes, our house is a hotel, and
that's good.
and
international even. Yeah,
and it's wonderful. We've met such great people, but we try to make a difference wherever we are.
Well, and you're making a difference in Paris as well with the UNICEF for Children's.
We are. I'm teaching the kids from Istanbul all the famous musicals, and we will be performing in Paris for UNICEF in 2017 at one of their big events. And I'm really excited. A shout out to home, Oklahoma, because we will be opening the show with cowboy hats and Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. Not sure what the finale is yet, but we are, I held auditions. I listened to 150 singers. I wanted to take every one of those precious kids home with me. They're adorable. They all loved music, but now the work begins, and I start assigning solos for the kids.
And that's got to be hard to pick and choose, yeah, especially with the big heart that you have.
Yes,
but
it
you
is,
must have
but
a criteria that they
you
have
do,
to
and I've
fulfill.
had 14 students on Broadway in lead roles.
Oh,
I had 5 in 2 years in The Sound of Music coming in and out. I had people in the blonde cast, and I had people in the brunette cast from my voice studio. So I'm going to tap those songs also for the kids. And I have a student in Cyprus who's also, she's the only one from Cyprus who will be attending the Istanbul group. She has already learned her numbers, but I think I'm getting ready to give her one of the Les Mis songs in French because we're in Paris for the event.
oh, that's going to be fantastic.
Oh, yes. Mais oui.
Très bien. I don't know how you find the time to teach on top of, you have to practice for each. And every opera, each song.
You make time for the things you love.
That's
Not
true.
doing dishes, but you make time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the gowns and everything, you know, you have to have the whole wardrobe.
So you can ask Mike, why is this suitcase so heavy? I've been shopping.
Right. Another beaded gown plus all the
It's really
accoutrements.
hard to be this tall and find gowns that fit you, so I shop everywhere I go.
I would imagine,
I'm taking
yeah.
a few new ones home from LA.
And you're statuesque too, so it's not, you can't run into the petites department.
Absolutely
but
not.
Don't they have the cutest clothes in the petites? It just
I hate
annoys
them.
me.
And I'm a
Or
size 10
juniors.
shoe, and that makes it even more difficult.
Really?
Yeah, I have to
yeah.
bring all my shoes from Los Angeles.
Oh, do you keep anything wardrobe-wise in
yeah.
Villa Diva in Cyprus?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're running
Yes.
two wardrobes.
Actually, 3 because we have a condo in Istanbul, and I keep things there also. What I basically need is a pair of black pants and a pair of red shoes in every city, and I can survive.
Oh, that's great.
A black gown, you're good.
And have you've memorized all these operas, or do you have to keep refreshing?
Well, you refresh, but now I'm doing so much concert work, and I absolutely love it because I get to pick the songs. And I always try to do something that will engage my audience.
Right.
And I've learned that the most performed song, I'm sure even to Japan and China, is Bésame Mucho. So when I start singing that, the audience always joins in.
Oh, that's great.
So I've done it the world over. I haven't done China or Japan, but the States, South America, Europe, the Middle East, everyone knows it. You hear it in clubs everywhere you go. So it's sort of my
torch song.
Yes,
for
exactly.
the audience.
But they know so many. You sing Titanic, they know it. You sing Phantom of the Opera, they know it. Memory, it's amazing.
Music soothes the savage breast, wouldn't you say?
Yes, exactly.
So
and that's the right quote.
Of course
Yes.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
My mother
yeah.
would have killed me if I'd misquoted anything from any of the classics. But I like your involvement with children, and you're raising up, when you're teaching and the voice, and I'm sure you teach adults as well.
I do.
But I noticed when we were talking a little bit in some notes that I had that you have the Halloween for handicapped children at the Cyprus Villa Diva. That sounds like a really interesting, and also you have a Thanksgiving performance at Cedar Sinai for blind children in Santa Ana. Boy, you are a globetrotter. So
it's my gift back.
There
I've
we
been
go.
blessed. I have so
There we
much.
go.
I have a wonderful husband, 2
Yes,
great
you do.
kids,
Yeah.
2 great son-in-laws, wonderful support from family and friends.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It just takes effort, that's all.
Right, and a lot of creative energy too, right? To put
Yeah,
together. So when you're
yeah.
dealing with the
Christine, I have to tell you, my place to create is the jacuzzi bathtub. All my music has wet spots all over it because that's where I sit, cook my body,
Right.
hot bath, and all of
it
my
stimulates
inspiration comes
all of your
exactly.
cells. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I avoid jacuzzis, but that's just my because I live in Vegas. Look how humid it is out. You can tell the humidity by my bangs how curly they get. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Cedar Sinai, the blind children in Santa Ana, because
Okay.
that's got to be interesting. But we do have to see how time flies when you're having a really good time. It's time to take a break again. Another shout out to my sponsor who keeps me on the air. We love the Red Roof Inn, pet friendly, free Wi-Fi, and continental breakfast for guests, and they're right across from the Hard Rock Hotel. Do not go away.